There's my husband. You see this video, we will already be in California. He ruined it. Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I wanted to let you guys know that the kids and I are going to be taking a trip to California. We're going to be gone for about 12 days. Probably by the time this video comes up, we will be just getting to California. I'm going to be trying to upload videos before I leave and have them scheduled, but I don't know how all that works or if there's going to be any glitches. So if I'm missing for a while, that is why. But in case something happens and there's a glitch, I will be back around August 15th or something like that. Hopefully I'll have a video up by then because my birthday's August 16th. Originally the trip was going to be a road trip, and I was really excited about this. It's not my first time traveling from California or to California or from California, but it was going to be my first time doing it by myself. So I mean, we used to live in Virginia. We moved from Virginia to California, and then California to Texas, and then Texas back to California, and then California back to Texas. So I've done that trip several times, but I've never done that trip by myself. So this was going to be the first time that I took that trip by myself. And last minute I kind of got a little nervous, and so I decided that maybe that wasn't the trip that I should do by myself, that I should do something closer to home. But I still wanted to be able to go to California because I wanted to take my kids to go see my nephews and stuff like that, and their aunts and cousins. Sit. It's okay. Okay. No. Hey. No. 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 No.
You want to take her outside?
No, she's fine. She'll sit down.
Oh my goodness. What did I just do?
So this is going to be like the most craziest video ever. But anyways, so I was just letting you guys know that we will be in California. Where did I leave off at?
That be single.
If you guys know my husband personally, you know he's a little crazy. He's not going anywhere. He's like a hobbit. Not a hobbit. That sounds bad. But he likes to just stay in the house. He goes to bed like at 9 o'clock all the time. Like all the time. So I have, so like I was saying, I don't even know where I'm at this point. But originally I was going to do this as a road trip, and originally I was going to do this as a road trip. I don't know why I'm filming in here. I just wanted to film somewhere different, and it's like the worst possible time I could have done this. But the noise you hear in the background is my husband making himself dinner. Making dinner for himself because I'm an awesome wife. But anyways, this video is probably like everywhere. But as I was saying, originally this was gonna be a road trip. Last minute I kind of got scared, and I decided to go ahead and get flights. Well, I kind of one night was just looking and checking online, and I found like a really good deal for flights for me and the kids for really, really cheap. It was gonna come out almost to the same by the time I did. Oh my god, you're so sexy.
Awesome.
By the time I paid for hotels and gas and food and stuff like that, it was gonna come out to almost the same amount. So I went ahead, and just like if anything happened on the road, that would have been an extra expense. So I went ahead and got the tickets, and I'm kind of glad I did. At the same time, I really, really was looking forward to having like this adventure with the kids, and like seeing all these sights. But I know that it can be hard to do something like that. I mean, my kids are older, so when they were younger, definitely having the extra hands was great. But just for it being my first time going with the kids somewhere so far, I just wasn't ready. I don't think I'm ready for that. I might try to plan a trip to like Colorado or something like that, because I think we could do that in like 16 hours, I think. And I have a friend that just moved to Colorado. But anyways, before I did before I bought the plane tickets, I had this whole like vision of what the trip was going to be like if we did a road trip with the kids. So what I did was I did a whole activity little notebook for the kids, and I'm still going to use this activity notebook with the kids because sorry, there's so many distractions here. I'm still going to do this activity notebook with the kids because I think it's still a great learning opportunity. And so what I did was I printed out a map for the kids of the United States, and something that they don't do in elementary school anymore is they don't go over the states with them. So I thought this would be a tangible way for them to say, okay, we're going from Texas to New Mexico to Arizona to California, and just having something to, I always felt like when you experience it, I guess, it like sinks better with you. So, and they were going to be in a car for a while, so I printed out this map so they can see and then maybe look at the states while we're driving. And then I also did, this is a little crazy, like it's a little higher level for my daughter, but since I did one for my son, I thought I would do one for my daughter too. But I did a printout of all, and I just went on like Google Images, and I printed out all the highways and stuff like that in the United States, and so they can kind of like plot, this is where we're at, this is like as we drove along. And then I took another step forward, and I also did a map for each state. So as we were driving through Texas, since we were going to take the I-10 route, when we hit San Antonio, they can X off that they hit San Antonio, and just as we hit all the little towns, they can mark it off. And I thought it would be a great way for them just to kind of also see where we're at in the trip and how long it's taking and how much further we have to go. And because I mean, we've always, like, when we did the last trip, I mean, the kids were super young. Like, Josh was probably a first grader, a second grader. No, Callie, no. Josh was either a first or second grader, and Mia was like 2, I think. So I also did one for Arizona, California, and then New Mexico was back there. And then I also did these other activity sheets. I found this workbook at a half-price bookstore. I don't know if they have those in your area, but if they do, like, check them out because they had like some real hidden gems in there. And I think the book itself was maybe $1 or something, and it had all the states, and then it had each state had its own coloring page. Like one side had facts and the other side had a coloring page for that state. And so it kind of like what they're known for, oil and stuff like that in Texas, and then New Mexico, just like little coloring activities, just so they can kind of keep busy and just see what each state has to offer and what they're known for. And then I did the same thing for Arizona and the same thing for California. So even though we are not going to be driving anymore, I still am going to use this because I think it's a great way still as we're flying. They won't have as much time to work on the book as they would if we were driving, but as we're flying, they can kind of see where we're at in like the different states that we're going to be flying over. And then I also have like for this is my daughter, so she has a page where she can draw things that we do while we're on our vacation, and then she can write about them. And so she's gonna be a second grader, so I think they're still using this type of paper in the beginning of second grade. So and then I also have some scratch paper right here in this folder for them to just do any drawings or doodles. And just because you're on vacation, yes, like you need to have a good time, you need to enjoy yourselves, but making it a learning opportunity and doing something like this, it's kind of, they're able to, like I said, have the visual and then of what they're actually doing and where they're actually going, instead of like, okay, we just hopped in a plane and we did this or we did that. Another thing that I really like is we're probably not going to focus too much on the other states because we're not going to be there, but I do have the California one, and so the kids can look at the California one and see what they're known for. Stop, Kelly. like the San Francisco Bay Bridge, which we're actually going to be flying into San Francisco. So, or sorry, not the San Francisco, well, they do have a San Francisco Bay Bridge, but the Golden Gate Bridge. So we're actually going to be flying into San Francisco and flying out of San Francisco. So they'll get a chance to hopefully see that while we're there. And then there's just a lot of things that hopefully they'll be able to see. We're going to be in Northern California, like right in this area. We're going to be right in this area, and they could just kind of see all the cool things that California is known for, and then hopefully we get to actually see some of those things. It's a quick trip, and we're going to be there seeing family and stuff, but hopefully we get to see a couple of these things, and they can write about it in their little writing section. So my son's looks almost exactly the same, except for it has, I mean, he has the same thing, the cities and the maps and stuff like that, and he probably won't use those maps, but he's got his own little writing paper and stuff like that, so he can write about what we're doing while we're there. But yeah, so that's a tip that I'll give you guys, is even though it's summer break, school's going to be starting really soon, so it's really good to start. If you haven't been implementing anything over the summer, you should really start kind of like integrating some sort of curriculum, whether it be reading with them or letting them read to themselves, writing. And it doesn't have to be like this strict, like they have all school year to do that, so it doesn't have to be this strict sit down and you're going to write about this. Like, have them write about what they want to write about, what they saw. My son's really into video games, so this summer I've had him write about his video games, like in detail, like the levels that he's at, and just telling stories about those video games, and or his day, or whatever it is that he wants to write about that particular day. Make it fun, make it exciting. Definitely work on their sight words for the younger ones, and start using those like math facts and stuff like that. Like I said, they lose so much over the summertime, and I know like we're almost about to start school, so I probably should have said that to you guys like back in June, but I'm telling you guys now so you guys can start implementing. Almost there. I'm telling you guys this so you guys can start implementing now before school starts. And I definitely will have a back to school video coming for you guys once I get back from my trip. So stay tuned and look out for that. I hope to see you guys. I'm tripping. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so. It really helps me out. If you feel like you've learned something from this channel that maybe you want to share with somebody, please feel free to share. And I will see you guys in the next one.